What's up, guys? Sometimes the only word I can muster is wow. And really, that's what we've got here. We have a whole 10 plus ounces of wow. So this is a Bastian Knives Salamander. A little bit of information about it and a little bit more information about it. And this was loaned in from, and we're just going to zoom right in and just get this out of the way right now. So it was loaned in from Thai Addiction, Chris over at the Thai Addiction YouTube channel. It's absolutely breathtaking. This is Bastanium scales, like Damascus. It's a titanium Damascus, different grades of titanium mixed together with probably some other secret sauce, and then heat treated and folded and just, forged together by Bastian Knives. And there's some other makers that make their own versions also. They call it other things. And look at that pocket clip. It functions amazing. Now, this is not going to be an everyday carry type of knife. This hand file work on the backspacer is just incredible. Hand done, hand filed, just amazing. And that actually carries onto the spine of the blade also, which when we fire it open will be a little more apparent. Mother of pearl inlay on the pivot, zirconium pivot collars, and a detent and action that is just about perfect. I don't know that you can fire it light enough for it not to open. This is, they call it Grosser Rosen Damasteel. All the Damasteels have different patterns in them. I mean, this is just amazing. Now we'll zoom out so you can see the whole thing. And it's just, and if I kind of bring it a little closer so you can get a kind of a close look at all of it. And trust me when I tell you, my camera and my studio lighting does not do it justice at all. It's if you think it looks good on video, it's even more amazing in person. Now, Bastian Knives makes some amazing things. And I'm going to link to their Instagram down below, which is the easiest way to check them out and to look at their work and talk to them about building something. It does run on bearings. And I'll go through some of the specs in a minute. I mean, it's not really a full review necessarily because you couldn't find this one. They're all one-off custom knives. So you talk to them and you figure out what you want. This thing, it feels great in the hand. Yes, you can feel the clip, but it's not uncomfortable. It's not a hot spot at all. You just know, it's there. Almost every knife, you're going to know it has a pocket clip. Who cares? You can kind of choke up, but let's face it. Are you really going to use this? I don't know. I do carry and use some of my fancier dress knives, right? One that gets a ton of carry and I would use on anything is the VC Edge interface. Okay. A ton of carry and gets used on anything would be the custom Hellraiser. This is not quite as fancy. Doesn't have the Damasteel blade. This one does. And this one gets carried sometimes. Like this one doesn't get carried as often. It carries great, even though it has a kind of an ugly looking, weird, like it would feel weird clip, but it works well in the hand. And I would not be afraid to necessarily use that. But that one just doesn't get carried. I don't believe that Chris is really going to carry this. This is not an EDC or everyday carry type of knife by any stretch of the imagination. But I do carry some fancier things. This goes probably above that. I would carry it sometimes. Like my Frank Fisher Battle, that's full dress, one-off custom. I do carry that, but I'm not going to use it on a daily basis. It's not something I'm going to carry a lot. Like I don't carry it every day. This wouldn't get carried every day either. So it is 10.6 ounces, 4.5 inches closed, 7 3/4 overall. 3.1 inch blade, 0.021 behind the edge. Just giving you some of the highlights. 0.762 overall minus the clip. So it's big and fat in the hand, but feels super comfortable and super locked in if you were to use it. Okay. Titanium liners, Zerk pivot collars, hidden hardware, which I think is awesome. If you notice, the only thing you see is the pivot. There's no hardware on the clip. There's no body screws. There's nothing. It's like magic. And if we try to take a look inside, you'll see that they've put the Salamander name and number. This is number 267 inside. But you can see some hardware down there for the pocket clip and the screws, like the body screws to hold it together. I don't know. So what it really is there's 2 screws here. You can see kind of here and back towards the back. So somehow you go in with your magic tool set and you undo those 2 screws. They were kind of here and here, which would then pop this scale off. And then there would be the body screws inside. That's how those work, right? It's not held together by those interior screws. That just holds the scales to the framework. And then once you remove the scales, there's probably a couple of body screws in here, and then the pivot holds the front. Maybe there's just 2 body screws. I don't know. It's the secret sauce. It's the magic. And I couldn't take it apart if I wanted to because I don't have the magic tool to undo those screws from inside. I don't know, guys. I think it's freaking awesome. I don't even want to know how much Chris paid. I don't know. Didn't ask. Didn't want to know. I mean, I kind of want to know, but I don't want to know. Because I think a lot of those things on these custom knives, and that might be a topic for a different video, but let me give you a couple of size comparisons just so you get an idea, right? I mean, just so you can understand the mass. Is the Sharpie, the Delica, and because I pulled out the interface, 10.6 ounces, 1.5 ounces. But pricing. Is it rude to ask somebody how much a custom knife costs? I get questions like that sometimes, but not all the time. And it's usually from very close friends. I don't randomly go up to some stranger or somebody that posts something like this on Instagram or Facebook that I don't really know and say, "Oh, how much was that?" I don't do that. And if people ask me that question, oftentimes if you're not a friend of mine, I don't really tell you. That's kind of private stuff for me. So, but let me know your opinions on that. I would love to hear because I'm just curious now. Let me know what you guys think about this. I think it's absolutely over the top and amazing. And please go check out Chris's YouTube channel, Tie Addiction, which I put a link down below. I will link Bastian Knives Instagram down below also. Go check them out. And yeah, all I can really say is wow, I wish I had better gear and a better camera and a better studio to really show this off better. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate your time.